Welcome to Reset Episode 6, hosted by NÜFLY, but specifically myself, Belinda. I am the editor-in-chief and video director here, and I'm excited to be doing this episode again with MIINKAY. Would you like to say hello to the people?
Hi, everybody. My name is MIINKAY. I am a coach, podcaster, professional listener, and happy to do this live stream with Belinda. It started off as a therapy session between us every week, and then it just evolved to this and talking about things that are happening in our lives, what problems we face, what issues are happening, and just to discuss and have a little therapy session.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one today. I'm excited for what we got in store for you guys. This first clip is from On the Rocks, directed by Sofia Coppola. It just came out last weekend, and I really related to these two scenes, the father and daughter. And yeah, I'm gonna start us off.
You can slow down. There's a storm coming.
I know. I just gotta get out of here. How could you bring me here?
Hey, I'm on your side.
Such an idiot to let you convince me to come here. You blew your own marriage, and now you're gonna mess up mine? Can you let anybody be happy? You're so selfish.
You can say it to my face now.
I will. I am sick of you taking over everything, making it all about you and what you want all the time. You dragged us all through. You pushed Mom away. You can't go deaf to women's voices. You know that, right? You have daughters and granddaughters, so you better start figuring out how to hear them. Push Mom away. You want to push us away too? It's shocking that as your daughter, I'm capable of having any kind of relationship at all with anybody, with anyone respectful. You weren't even discreet. You couldn't even just be discreet out of respect for Mom? And me? Do you know what it's like to have to keep all of your secrets? Stupid theories. You are not an animal with no self-control. You can control your own behavior. And can you be around a woman without hitting on her? Because it's starting to get pathetic.
What happened to you? You used to be fun. Got it? Very nice. You're great. Well, we got to the bottom of things, huh? And I may have made a few mistakes.
Next time, just ask me if you want to spend some time together.
Okay, I do. How about this? The QE2 leaves at 5 o'clock. You could still make it. I have the Princess Margaret suite, a little bit floral, but very nice. All you can eat, all you can drink, and it's a known fact that you can drink a lot more on a ship in the open ocean. We could just get aboard, see how much we could handle without falling overboard.
Sounds fun, but I can't.
You have your own adventure. I'll see you soon, kiddo.
Bye, Dad.
Yes. MIINKAY, what did you think about that clip?
I thought it was great. So our topic today is how do you deal with someone who's stubborn? And you're so good at always picking the perfect clips from movies and stuff. So our process is Belinda and I talk about stuff until we figure out a topic we want to bring to the table. And then afterwards, we find movie clips and things to show that portray how we feel or things that we've been through. And Belinda always picks really perfect clips. And this was one of them because I totally deal with this too of you're mad at your dad, stuff happens, he does something stupid, you yell at him because you're mad at him, which, I mean, now that I kind of see it as a movie clip, I realize I can be mean in the same way. And some of the things she said were pretty harsh, but she was mad. She has a right to be mad, totally. But then at the end, he just dismisses everything she says, and it's like, you used to be fun. What the hell is that?
Dude, I get so pissed at my dad about the same shit, bro.
Rude. So rude.
So rude, man. Men can be so rude. Like, they want to know how we feel about things, and then when they do, it's like it's too much for them to handle, and then they're just like, fuck you. Okay, that was too much. I bit off more than I can chew asking that, you know, or like engaging with you. Like, what the fuck? Like, I get into fights like that with my dad all the time, bro. And maybe not the exact specifics. Like, the premise of the movie is she starts getting suspicions that her husband's cheating on her, and her own father cheats a lot, and he started projecting his own life onto her, and she started having like serious doubts about her husband, and you know, it was crazy, dude. Yeah. And then also I showed the last clip too, just to, man, like I wrote out like a whole thing about this. Hold up. So I really related to this clip because he reminds me of my own dad, you know? I feel like I get pushed into a corner in a disagreement and then have to fight to get my thoughts out. And his response at the end of the first scene is so sharp and brutal. Like, my dad responds like that too, right? He doesn't say the same things, but close to it. And we always have to swallow our pride afterwards, no matter how bitter we might feel from our previous encounter, you know? Like, you have to suck it up. If you love them, like, you have to move on. And that's like the hardest for me.
Yeah. Do you think that you act meaner towards your dad because you know you like the love is going to be there afterwards?
Yeah, like you know that you're committed, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a really loyal person at the end of the day. Like, if I decide to, you know, have you in my life, like, I'm all in, you know, no matter how difficult it can be. Sometimes, you know, I hit a certain point though with certain people, but like, a lot of people in my life have been around a really long time. Like, one of my girlfriends, I've known her for like 13 years. Like, we were just messaging earlier today, and she was like, dude, yeah, I know you. Like, I know when you sound high. Like, I can hear it in your voice. Like, you just hear the inflections and shit. I'm like, how did you know I was high? From this one post, is like, I can just hear it in your voice. I just know you by now. You know, and it's like about accepting each other's like idiosyncrasies and understanding, like, as long as you try to come back together, you know, at the end of the day, as long as you try to make it work, you can look past certain things, no matter how difficult it can be. Yeah.
Yeah. With your dad, what does he get stubborn about?
He gets my dad has like serious trust issues. So he has decided to cut off everybody in his life. Like, my dad doesn't talk to anybody. Like, I'm literally like the only person he talks to. And even then, it's not even a lot. Like, I've decided to just like give him his space, you know, like, I'll give you your space, Dad, you know, like, you obviously went through a lot of trauma in the past. Like, people have hurt him in the past. He's hurt other people. And so his logic is, I just don't want to be bothered, and I don't want to bother other people, you know? And my dad's like really stubborn in the sense that he doesn't want to change his ways. And he always tells me, like, you have to be your age, Belinda, and I have to be my age. I am not 30, you know, you're 30. I'm over 70 now. Like, I've seen a lot of life. Like, I've done a lot of stuff, and I'm tired, and I just want to do what I want to do, and I don't want to change. And you know, I sometimes see my parents as like my future. I'm like, man, am I gonna be like my mom or my dad, or can I be a fusion of that, where I'm not completely reclusive, but I feel like I have actually, like, I've reached that point. I think I'm at that stage now, you know, where I'm like, I've cut off a lot of people, but I'm still social, but I still need my space, like, because my mom's pretty social, you know, like she has to be, you know, for her job as a travel agent. So, like, even in these times, and yeah, it's a challenge, man, when you're dealing with a stubborn parent that refuses to change their way, and at the end of it, they don't hear anything that you said. They don't hear anything. That offhanded remark, yeah, like, I still can't get over. It's like, what happened to you? You used to be fun. Like, dude, I cannot. Like, she nailed it on the head with that shit, dude. She nailed it.
When Bill Murray said that, how did that make you feel when Bill Murray said that?
So angry, dude. So angry. Like, fuck you. What happened to me? You happened to me. You fucking happened to me. That's what happened, bro. Like, that's real talk, though. Like, I don't know. Fuck.
That's so true.
It's infuriating.
Like, but in real life, when your dad does that, what do you do? Do you storm away like Rashida Jones did? Do you just have to leave? Like, I can't deal with this shit. Like, can't talk to this guy.
The last time we hung out, it was like around Father's Day and his birthday, and we had like a great day walking around. And then I started asking him about, you know, our family a little bit, and why he has so much guilt and shame from his past. And I started asking him some difficult questions, and he started just like blocking up, like just refused to open up about anything, and like wasn't just, you know, he was telling me about some shit about my grandma, and how like the reason why he won't allow me to record any of our conversations or to shoot a photo of him much, or like video, like he doesn't like any of that. He doesn't have trust, because my grandma taped a recorder under the table one time, or maybe multiple times, when they would have conversations, and he just like, you know, the trust was just broken. Like, he just doesn't trust people.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Did she do that to like blackmail him or something? Or
I think so. It's from the way that he talked about it. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna. He's like, you're just gonna record this and show this back to my family, and your family's toxic. Like, my mom's side of the family is full of like alpha types, and they're all leaders in their fields, and just they're very stubborn and has to have their way, you know, kind of people. You know,
your family's full of stubborn people.
Full of stubborn people, bro. Full of stubborn people. Like, all I can do is just I'm really stubborn too, and all my life I've just been trying to work hard at opening my heart, so I'm not closed and bitter. You know, I don't want to be bitter. I remember growing up, and my mom always like telling me about how she just doesn't like, she just was scorned like many times, and she was like, you just got to be careful with people, you know.
Yeah.
And it made me really like filter out a lot of people in general, and my life has kind of been a revolving door, but like, I do have like a solid group of people around me that have been around me for a very long time, you know, that keep me very grounded. Yeah. So, you know, it's like this quality over quantity, and just like learning how to not absorb their stubbornness, and figuring out how to like still talk it out, still find a lightness in the situation, you know, like at the end.
Do you think your dad would feel better if your grandma apologized to him for that?
Well, my grandparents have been dead for a long time, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't think that's...
Well, hypothetically, like, Do you think that would help his trust issues?
I mean, that's just like one of many situations with his family and my mom's family. And I think it's really hard when you like start a business together. Like they ran the travel agency together, and then it tanked. And by the end of it, my dad and my mom owed people a lot of money. And that's why I'm really like careful about, you know, borrowing from people and owing people anything and asking for help. Like, I don't ask for help because of what they went through. You know, I don't want to feel like I owe people anything. Like, the most I owe is to my parents right now. And like, that's fine. You know what I mean? I've kept it very low. Because I don't want to live with the guilt. And I feel like they live with a lot of guilt. I'm sure he, you know, the reason why he's so mean and harsh is because he probably feels hella shitty, you know, like in the movie, like Bill Murray's character, like.
Yeah.
And all he can do is
forgiveness.
Yeah. Do I think forgiveness?
Do you think forgiveness would help? Like, if he forgive that, if even though they're like your grandma's dead or they've wronged him in so many ways, do you think it would help him to forgive them even though they're not alive anymore?
I think, yeah. Having difficult conversations, right? That's the part I've noticed that Asian people don't do much, you know? Like, they just want to find the humor, and they just make fun of everything. Like, my mom makes fun of everything, you know? And when she has something serious to talk about, you cannot do the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand this, like, logic here. Like, what the fuck? Why are you? Yeah, it's very confusing, and they wonder why we have anxiety. Seriously, like, how about you with your dad? Like, what experiences have you had with him?
Oh, he's the same as your dad. He's very stubborn. He will never apologize for anything he ever did wrong, even if he figures out he did something wrong. He'll just be extra nice to you as an apology, but he will never acknowledge that you were right and he was wrong. Because there's a certain level of pride that he's holding on to. Yeah. And so no matter what argument or thing he talks about, I never say anything because there's no point. Because he'll never listen to what I say. He'll never acknowledge what I say is right or wrong unless I'm in agreement with whatever he says, which I'm usually not. Because I don't want to be. Because I don't want to be associated to whatever opinions he has. Because it's just so close-minded and self-righteous and stubborn. Like, it doesn't feel good to talk to someone who's stubborn. But I think my dad is stubborn in a different way. He doesn't have trust issues. He just thinks he's always right. He just thinks he's always right, and he doesn't want to go out and make friends. Or I think he tries to, but he only wants to do it if he can do it for free. Like, he doesn't want to pay to join any clubs, or he doesn't want to pay to be part of any organizations. He wants to do all things that are free because he's super cheap. Doesn't want to spend any money. He wants to have friends that go out to eat at the cheapest places because he doesn't want to spend money eating out. Like, if you don't fall into line with any of those kinds of things, you're not going to be able to be friends with him because he's super frugal and he doesn't want to change his values for other people. Yeah, I feel like your dad is more just holding on to his hurt and holding on to his pain, right? He hasn't let that stuff go. And if my dad has any hurt and pain, I can't tell. I mean, I'm sure he does from growing up. His dad, you know, was a dictator the way that he treats me. Because that's how he knew how to be, right? As a dictator.
What is that sound? Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's probably coming from my space.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck is something?
You can hear all the cars and there's a train out there, so my
it's all
bad
good.
if you guys hear car sounds.
No, it's all good. It's yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
How my dad is more, he's stubborn because he thinks he's always right. And it sounds like your dad is stubborn because he's hurt.
I mean, my dad's been like practicing Zen meditation and Qigong for like the last decade. So I don't feel like very, you know, I think mentally he's in a good place. He just can't be around people, you know? Like he doesn't want to think like that. He just wants to be energy. And he's told me like being human, like it would be boring if you didn't have anything like conflicting or like struggles, or you know, if everything was just perfect, we would be bored. Like that's what he's told me. And I think I really understand where he's at. I just wish he would see a friend every now and then, or just, you know, catch up with people. My dad used to be very, very social, you know, very social. So I'm not surprised with where he's ended up, but you know, I know you can burn out from people.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine 40 more years of this.
Yeah, maybe he just needs to find people that click with who he is now and not who he used to be.
Right now, he just wants to be alone. You know, you can't change that. Like, you know,
Yeah, that's true.
it's you have to let them go their own journey. Yeah, and that's, you know, that's why he tells me, you do you, I do me. We come together every now and then, but just let each other be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. He can decide if and when he ever wants to re-socialize himself.
Yeah. Yeah, one day. Or maybe never.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to just accept it, right? You have to accept certain parts of somebody, and you still love them, you know? You have a very, very deep love, but
Yeah, totally.
you have to find the light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how pissed off. Like, dude, the last minute, yeah, my dad was just like nearly having a stroke almost, like talking to me, and he was just like completely stone cold to him, like, you know, and we just didn't talk. Like, the whole ride back from Stowe Lake back to my house, or just in silence. And by the end of it, you know, I had to suck it up and just be like, you know, all right, I hope you're okay, you know? Or like,
Sort of like the end of the movie clip.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I have to. Oh man, I'm like about to cry just thinking about it right now. Something about that father-daughter struggle, love, that it hits deep. It's deep, people. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next clip.
Yeah.
So I can cry off camera, please. I'm like legit crying right now, dude.
You have 3 minutes.
I got 3 minutes. All right, cool. Okay.
Will come to California with me.
What?
I want you to come to California with me.
You sure about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but how do you know?
I don't know. I just know.
Yeah, but how do you know?
I know because I feel it.
Because that's a really serious thing you're saying. I mean,
I know.
you could be in California next week and, you know, you might find out something about me you don't like, and, you know, maybe you wish you hadn't said that, but, you know, it's such a serious thing that you can't take it back, and now I'm stuck in California. Someone doesn't really want to be with me, just wish they had a take back.
A what? What's the take back? I don't want to take back. I just want you to come to California with me.
I can't go to California with you, so.
Why not?
One, because I've got a job here, and two, because I live here.
Look, if you don't love me, you should just tell me,
I'm not
because it's
saying
such
I don't love you.
Then why? Why won't you come? What are you so scared of?
What am I so scared of?
Well, what aren't you scared of? You live in this safe little world where no one challenges you, and you're scared shitless to do anything else.
Don't tell me about my world. Don't tell me about my world. I mean, you just want to have your little fling with like the guy from the other side of town. Then you're gonna go off to Stanford. You're gonna marry some rich prick who your parents will approve of, and just sit around with the other trust fund babies and talk about how you went slumming too once.
Why are you saying this? What is your obsession with this money? My father died when I was 13, and I inherited this money. You don't think every day I wake up and I wish that I could give it back? That I would give it back in a second if it meant I could have one more day with him. But I can't, and that's my life, and I deal with it. So don't put your shit on me when you're the one that's afraid.
I'm afraid. What am I afraid of? What the fuck am I afraid of?
You're afraid of me. You're afraid that I won't love you back. You know what? I'm afraid too. Fuck it, I want to give it a shot, and at least I'm honest with you.
I'm not honest with you?
No, what about your 12 brothers? No, you're not going. You're not leaving.
What do you want to know? What? That I don't have 12 brothers?
Yeah.
That I'm a fucking orphan? No, you don't want to hear that.
I didn't know
no,
that.
you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that I
know
got
it.
fucking cigarettes put out of me when I was a little kid.
I didn't know
that this
that.
isn't fucking surgery, that the motherfucker stabbed me. You don't want to hear that shit, Skylar. Don't tell me you want to hear that shit.
I want to hear it because I want to help you, because I want to be with
What the fuck? What do I got? A fucking sign on my back that says save me?
No.
Do I look like I need that?
No, God, I just want to be with you because I love you.
Don't bullshit me. Don't you fucking bullshit me.
I love you. I want to hear you say that you don't love me. Because if you say that, then I won't call you. And I won't be in your life.
I don't love you.
Man, that clip is man,
Stone cold.
stone cold, dude. For real. Yeah,
Stone cold Matt Damon.
man. Matt, why you do that to us?
Yeah, I think if you guys have seen that whole movie, you realize at the end that he realizes that he loves her and that he was being a dick and scared shitless, that he wasn't gonna love her back, and she was right about all those things. And then he goes and chases her in California, and it's like in that moment he's so closed off and so in his little world about I'm not good enough, or I'm just a little dirtbag from the other side of town, and this girl is like on a pedestal because she has money and we're in two different places, so we can't fit together. And he just has this idea that it's never going to work out. It's like it's not supposed to work out because they're just too different, and she's not going to be able to love everything about him because a lot of stuff about him is shitty. But that's just his own like misconception, his own closed off thinking about what the hell things like should be in the world. Yeah.
Dude, how you just broke that down is exactly how I feel with the men that I've been involved with in the past. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Right? People just have this idea that things are this way, so they shouldn't be another way. Right? Like a lot of men, a lot of guys that I've dated are like, oh, you know, guys, and I think it's society too, like guys pay for the food, guys ask the first date, guys ask to get engaged, you know, and a lot of pressure is put on them. Guys are supposed to be the ones that make the money in the family. Guys are supposed to be the ones that provide. Guys are supposed to be all these things. And it's so much pressure that they break down and they get like frustrated and lash out and stubborn about everything. And even if you try to help them, like Skylar was doing, even if you try to help them and be a part of their life and say you don't have to do it alone, they get in a place where they don't want help. They're like, no, I want to do it all by myself.
Yeah. Fuck. It's the most heartbreaking thing, you know what I mean? When you don't have trust in people and you think that no one is gonna have the capacity to truly understand and love you, and you know, just opening your heart up like that. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so vulnerable, and then she got shut down. It's like, don't take me on this roller coaster, this roller coaster ride.
If anyone's wondering why I'm still single, it's because of situations like that, dude. It's like I'm trying here, you know what I mean? I'm trying to trust people, I'm trying to love people, but like, you know, life will test you, and you know, like I've been working like the last 4 years to like see if I can get past the rejection. Like, it's hard, man. It's like I've stopped making the first move because I realize when I make the first move, they expect me to make the first move all the time, and that's just not like realistic, and it doesn't make me feel loved either when I have to constantly be the one to initiate everything. And
yeah, totally,
you will burn out doing that. I have burnt out. I did burn out. This is burnt out me right now. And it took me so long to let go of certain guys too. That it's like, man, it's a learning process, man. It's a learning process. And
yeah, relationships are a two-way street, especially romantic ones, because it's not like family, right? Where you know you're always going to be in each other's life. You know that's always a given. But with this person you want to have like a romantic relationship with, now it's a commitment you have to work on every day, in and out, and it's hot. It's tough, man. Like some days, yeah, I'm like, I wish I were single. I wish, wouldn't that be so much easier if I could just do whatever I wanted right now and not have to deal with this other person who doesn't see what I see. And it's so hard to get the stubborn person on the same page as you sometimes, because they just dig their heels in on a topic and they don't want to change their mind. But if you're trying to like work with this person to compromise and they don't want to compromise, what the hell do? You
have to let them go, because there's only so much fight in you for somebody, you know. Like you will hit a certain point. My point was 30 days into a fucking Peru trip. Like that. It's just that I'm still heartbroken. I don't know if I'm gonna be heartbroken for the rest of my life. Like maybe I might be single for the rest of my life, you know. It's fucked up. I remember this ISIS track back when I was in middle school, and the song was called Single for the Rest of My Life, and I was like, fuck, did I sing that into existence? Like did I listen to that song so much that it manifested into reality? Like, and this is what's happening now, you know.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to be single for the rest of your life. I think society tells you it's a bad thing. Your parents tell you it's a bad thing. But it's not actually a bad thing. I found love in different places, you know. Yeah. I have to not feel bad about that. Yeah. You know, I had a little breakthrough with my mom earlier in the car, where we've been like riding in the car, and she just likes to listen to her Chinese radio, and I'll have my headphones on blast, and whenever she tries to talk to me, she has to like scream. You're like, hello, like, hey, I'm talking to you. Like, oh, are you talking to me now? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure, you know, I can't hear anything. But today I was like, you know, she's driving me off, and
you know, I felt good about just cleaning up yesterday and recharging and resetting my life a little bit. And I finally like let her know what I've been doing this whole year, because she has like no idea really. And I had to like finally explain to her like, yeah, I've been doing these Saturday sessions. I'm about to do a stream with you, you know, and I explained who you were, what we're doing, how this is our 6th episode, and just like letting her have some kind of level of understanding of where I'm going with this, and just letting her know what NÜFLY has been doing, how we've been making some money. You know, we've been putting out some products, and like people are receiving it well, and people seem to want us to win. So, you know, we've been working hard at that. And she was like just trying to remind me of all the things, of all the advantages I have right now. I'm like, yes, I understand. I have a room and board for free right now. You know, you're driving me to my office whenever I understand how lucky I am. And I had to explain it. I finally said in like full words where she, I think, finally registered. I was like, I don't take any of this for granted. You know, that's why I work as hard as I do. Like, I know how lucky I am, you know, in life. Like, but I worked really hard for this as well, and I don't take it for granted. So I'm not gonna have anybody make me feel bad about resting or taking a day off, or, you know, I was explaining to her what I was doing at home yesterday, you know, and she was like, I understand, like, you don't have to explain to me, like, you should rest, you know, we don't want you to. I think everyone's health kind of deteriorating in this year has taught her like, yeah, you do need to rest, you know what I mean? Like, my aunt has brain cancer right now, probably because she was just like, you know, running around too much, like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. Anyways,
That's good. It's even though you know it, it's good to always speak it out, because then, I don't know, something about, it's not the same as actions. Because someone's actions might be showing you they love you, but it's not always the same as saying, oh, I love you.
or even
Right.
just explain where you are. Like, I haven't been having conversations with my mom, because whenever she tries to talk to me, it's always just like telling me to do something. You know what I mean? It's not a conversation. It's an order. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not fun to talk to her. You know. But I finally like, I'm at a place now where I'm like, you know, I worked hard for this shit. Don't make me feel bad for it. Like, I'm investing into this. I really feel it. I feel it in my heart that's gonna pay off, and I want to, even if I'm in the reds right now a little bit in terms of money, like, I know this is all gonna pay off in the end, because I care about it so much, and I see the impact it has even on one person. It's been crazy. Like, a lot of nurses have been into what we've been doing. You know, that's been like crazy, dude. Like, just
Nice.
being able to help that community out, like,
Yeah. That's so cool.
yeah, dude, yeah. You know, so yeah,
You must
I've been
be proud.
I've been feeling so dark, like, and just drained for like the last few weeks, or like last few months. And like yesterday, going on the Zoom call with the guys, I finally like felt happy and energized. And like Dan just looks so broken down. I'm like, oh, I feel bad for like feeling good right now. You
No,
know,
you need to recharge. Do you?
you
Like,
know,
maybe your happiness rubbed off on him.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. He was like, don't feel bad. I'm like, I don't know. I can't help it. Because, like, you know, I think we have a lot this week. There was 3 streams going, because I have night drive on Thursday, and then I booked a guest for us on Saturday. A guest that I've been like circling for a minute, and I just got so happy that he was down for it yesterday. He was like, "Oh, I finally had a chance to go through what you guys have been doing, and it's like super dope. I really want to be a part of it." I was like, "Oh, what? Like, yes!" Just like, you know, when
Nice.
like when seeds finally like start sprouting and growing, and it's like, like it's frustrating going through like the waiting period. But when like you understand, like, you waited for a reason, it's like, it's so good, you know. Yeah. Anyways.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, we should probably get into the last clip.
Yeah,
Or
let's get
did you
into the
have
last clip.
Did you have another last question?
I don't think so.
Nothing to follow up on that last clip.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
The time has come say goodbye to Rodney the doorman.
What are you doing?
You know what I'm doing.
No, what are you doing? That's Rodney's moment to shine right there. Are you serious?
The movie's 20 minutes too long, Daryl. All right? The fifth reel is dragging. This guy's monologue has been in the chopping block since day one.
Yo,
We've talked about this.
This is not even a bad scene, man.
I'm not saying it's a bad scene. It just doesn't fit in this particular movie. This is why the good Lord created DVDs, right? For deleted scenes just like this one.
Yo, this brother does a good job. A real good job.
Who does a good job?
Brother
You're gonna make it racial?
I'm not making it racial, man. This is Rodney's moment to shine right here, okay? This is Morgan Freeman trailer talk right now.
Look, she's already made her mind up. She loves Paul. She's going to marry Paul. He adds nothing new to that. He's just getting in the way of the whole ending of the movie. Look, I don't get a pleasure out of doing this.
You do. I know you do. You knew
Look,
I liked this, and you want to cut it out.
Look, think of it this way. We're like surgeons.
This is bullshit. You said this before.
We're like surgeons, and this is malignant growth, and we need to splice it out. Did I ever tell you this? Kevin Costner was deleted from The Big Chill. Do you know that?
Fuck Kevin Costner.
Exactly.
It's come to my attention that some editorial decisions have started being made without my awareness or approval. At some point, and I'm not sure when, you guys all sort of ganged up, turned on me, and abandoned my vision for this film. I think it's shitty. I think it's immoral. And at this point, I'd like to just take the footage and go home, please.
Fine. Are we done? Because I'm done.
Let's just take a breath and talk this through. Okay?
All right, let's talk it through, but just know that that's what I have to say about it, and you're not going to talk me out of it.
Okay. We've heard your statement. Now maybe we can open up the floor and you can hear some of our thoughts. In all honesty, Adrian, you're not here that often. Okay? You're basically never here. And when you are here, it doesn't seem like you really want to be here, especially when Mike is around, which is pretty much all the time. Clearly, you guys have your own history, your own baggage, and I think that needs to be resolved, and that's a separate conversation for a separate time. But I mean, Daryl and I were basically forced to direct actors and create off-camera ideas for ADR sessions that you don't even show up to.
No one asked you to do that.
Technically, Adrian, I did.
And I think we're doing a really good job.
And I find out my friend's son was cut out of the film. No one told me anything.
Adrian, watch the film without him in it and tell me if you honestly miss him. That's all I ask. All right, but it's your movie.
But this can't go on for fucking ever.
Look, I was sick.
Jesus Christ, look at you, man.
I stayed home because I was sick.
You come in with this fucking note like a little kid who wants to get a day off from school. Adrian wants a sick day? I'm sick. You're stealing my movie. You're a fucking grown man.
In front of these guys, you talk to me like that. You know what? You don't get to me. You don't get to me. You want to get to me? You don't get to me. Maybe I should get to you once in a while, okay? I'm a decent person. You're not a nice guy.
I'm fine with that.
I think a lot of good stuff was brought up in this meeting. We know how you feel now, and
yeah,
you kind of see our side, so
I feel good.
This was a good meeting.
Do you work with anybody stubborn, Belinda?
Me. If I'm gonna be honest. Me and the guys. Yeah, we're all pretty stubborn.
Yeah, why do you think so? Why are you stubborn?
I think because I'm at a point, okay, Don told me in the car last week how he would describe me as I'm very particular. I think I'm very, even when we were trying to pick the clips for this week, like I was on the fence about a couple of the ones that you sent me, and I couldn't articulate exactly why until finally, like near the end of our email chain yesterday, I was able to explain, but I think like when something's like a no for me, it's very hard for me to like explain why. I just feel it, not that one, and it takes a second for me to process and to explain to somebody else why no, you know, to this, or why yes to this. A lot of it is like very gut instinct, and it's also based on a lot of logic and analysis in my brain, just from past experience that I've had and what I feel like would work right now, you know. And
yeah, you process. It's like you process it really quickly, and then you get this instant reaction.
Yes.
But then when someone asks you about it, you got to slow down and be like, okay, what did I process? How can I articulate it to somebody that they can understand? Because they don't have my brain.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And also, like, that a beginning scene of him explaining why he had to cut something out is how I feel when I see other people's work sometimes. I'm like, what was this clip? Why did you put this in here? Like, I'm very, like, razor sharp, precise as fuck with everything that I work on. And how he explained the scene, like, this is too long. Like, it took me a really long time to become this person, you know? Because I used to be that person that was like, oh, that scene was like, it looks so good. Like, I really like that, you know? But it doesn't make sense in terms of, like, the overall story and arc of what you're working on. And if it gets in the way of things. And learning how to, like, let certain, like, good moments go. Because you want to find the excellent ones. You want to find the ones that, like, you know, are essential, are vital.
Yeah. So your stubbornness is not out of, you know, people are wrong. It's like, you know what's really good.
Yes, because I did so much trial and error already. You know, like, I didn't just start. I didn't just pick this up yesterday. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's been years of this. Like, I could be in a mirror. I'm married to this, but you know,
and
like,
it's your creativity.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you expressing your creativity. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Someone can't really tell you no about you, what you want to express.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this one though, the director is like I've met people like that where it's just all ego, and I'm like, you are terrible. Like, like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, because it's like you're trying to have one vision and you're trying to get everybody on the same page for this one vision, but everybody has a little bit different perception, and then everybody has their own job too, right? Like, he was trying to manage it because the movie's too long. They gotta cut some stuff, but like, everything in it is good, but how do you like, realistically, you gotta cut shit. Like,
somebody needs to know what to do. Somebody needs to call it. Somebody needs to cut it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know how to cut fat out by now, you know? Like, I don't want 50 iterations on something. I just want to, I think there was like an editor / cinematographer that we got on, Red Gaskell. He was saying he had like multiple copies of things and multiple sequences, and I don't have a lot of that, you know? I don't have my past versions of something. Once I'm like done with something, like, that's it. That's the cut, you know? Yeah, so I really love this movie, dude. It's very, like, underrated, and I haven't seen like a lot of movies where it really gets into like the nitty gritty of BTS on, like, you know, movie productions or just like productions in general like that. It's and then like at the end, like, there's just like so many, you had to mediate, you know, difficult people like that, you know, like the guy that like finally like goes off in the end. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this note? Like, you know, I've had teachers like that. I've had like a lot of teachers like that where they're like they're tough on you, you know. They're like, they'll call you out for shit, and it hurts your pride, and I can see that in him, like, when he reacts, like, you want to get to me, but you don't. But obviously he has gotten to him, you know what I mean? Like, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he knows everything the guy is saying is true. You know, like, where have you been? What the fuck is this sick note? What are we? Are you 5? Like, what kind of reaction is this? Like, you don't have any, I think it's, yeah, what I've realized is you have to be able to explain your position. You can't just be like, I'm the director, you're wrong, I'm right, that's end of story, you know?
Yeah, because you got to get your people on the same page as you.
Yeah, there's a scene I cut that people should watch from this movie, Supporting Characters. This came out in 2012. And there's the cinematographer comes in and starts yelling at the director because he's like seeing some cuts of the movie. It's like, what the fuck is this? I did not shoot this. Like, my name is on this. Like, this is trash, you know? And the director's just like, you have no say in this. I'm the director. You're not the director. End of story. It's like the stubbornness is like, yeah, dude, the stubbornness. It's real. It's real. And figuring out how to deal with people like with stubborn personalities, including myself. And I know people have dealt with me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying really hard. Trust me. Okay, try. But yeah, it's difficult, dude.
Yeah. How do you want people to deal with you? Because you know you're stubborn.
Yeah.
But how do you want people to deal with you when you're being stubborn?
To see that it's not. I just want something to be really good, and obviously that's very subjective. You know, what I think is good is going to be different from how somebody else feels about it. But I've also like approached this not from like a pure ego point of view. Like, I really absorb the world around me and how other people see the world too. And I've been collecting, you know, perspectives for a long time. And when I feel strongly about something, it's an amalgamation of other people's too that I've taken in for myself, and I see. I don't know. It's how do I want people to deal? Just with patience, I guess. Like, I have to be patient too. Like, I deal with stubborn people too, you know. And I think it's just like seeing the bigger picture and finding the lightness in it.
I like that. No, that's good. You know, because you're so driven and you have this. You're stubborn because you want something to be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you don't want to back down to your ideas that you know are going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you still gotta let people say what they want to say, even if you don't go with it. So just to have patience and not push back, because it's not like you're trying to be mean to other people.
Yeah,
it's just,
I'm never intentionally hurting people. I'm never intentionally malicious. You know, it's just yeah. I'm very particular. You know, like,
I think that's true for everybody that's stubborn. Is they're not intentionally malicious. They just get that way because of one reason or another, and everybody has a reason.
Yeah, that's so well said. Yeah.
Yeah, like your dad he wants to be the way he is. He doesn't want to change. You just want it to be really good. You have your expertise about what's really good, and you trust yourself a lot. You know,
and it took a really long time for me to learn the trust. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your dad.
I get stubborn too, and I think I would. For me, it's like I expect myself to be perfect, and I expect myself to know and do everything really well. So when someone challenges me, then I get upset, and like, no, I'm good at it.
Yeah,
I can't.
You want to prove it, but then
yeah, it's like no, the way that I learned is great. You know, but it's hard for me to let go of that because ultimately I just need to be humble and say I don't know, and say it's okay that I don't know. I'm still lovable even if I don't know. Because I think the deeper conception is like, if I don't know, then people aren't gonna like me, or people aren't gonna see how cool I am, or people are gonna perceive me as dumb or stupid and incapable. And that's like, I'm trying to hold on to the image of myself that's supposedly more lovable and better. But that's not true either. Like, even people that make mistakes and don't know are still lovable.
Yeah. Like realizing that your ugly side isn't completely ugly and that it's just part of life. Like you're gonna look shitty crying sometimes, like heartbroken. And you're gonna deal with stubborn people that are gonna challenge you and make you want to kill yourself sometimes. But you know, it's when you really care about something, it's hard to take a step back, to see that there's love in the room no matter what, you know, and to find that. Yeah,
I couldn't have said it better. So we have just a couple minutes left.
Yeah, let's do a little recap. So this the first clip that we showed was from On the Rocks. It's like a father-daughter conflict resolution, directed by Sofia Coppola, just released. And we just talked about family, you know, that clip was really about dealing with stubbornness in your family. And then we moved on to Good Will Hunting. I think that came out in 1997, directed by Gus Van Sant. That movie is about, how would you explain the synopsis of the movie?
Yeah, that movie is all about a coming of age, I think, of this guy who's an orphan, discovers that he's actually a genius and can be more, but has this huge dark background of, you know, being mistreated and trauma. And then he falls in love and he can't accept the love.
He pushes it away because he thinks that
gets too closed because he doesn't deserve it. Or that someone of that status can't love someone of his lower status.
Yeah, and also like how he talked about take backs. Like, I don't want you to like, you know, take this back later. If you see a part of me that you don't like, you know, he's afraid of getting abandoned again. You know.
Yeah.
That was hard.
And then the last one
was
you tell it.
Supporting characters, put out in 2012. Fuck, I forgot the name of the directors, but I have it in the thing. Is in the info. You guys can look it up later. But that one's about two film editors and their journey going through the post-production of a film and their personal lives. And I just love the writing in the movie a lot, and I really related to a lot of the situations. And I put these two clips in because it really reminded me of conflict in the workplace and really related to the specifics of certain things. And like you're gonna deal with stubborn people, and like how do you deal with stubbornness in the workplace? You know, how do you mediate? How do you talk it out? How do you explain their position? Because you have to be able to explain their position and your position at the same time in order to move forward, or else they're not gonna feel like they're heard. And everyone needs to feel like they're heard, you know, or else like they're not gonna feel good about moving forward.
Exactly.
So so that was stubbornness in the workplace. I think we got good stuff today, dude. I feel good about
we
it.
covered it in so many areas, and in the end, it's just people want to be heard, people want to be respected, people want to be treated kindly, and being stubborn is not out of malice. Nobody does it to be mean.
Definitely. All right. Well, I know you got an appointment soon. Doing some body work today.
Actually, some coaching. I'm gonna do some coaching.
Oh, you're doing some coaching. Nice. Okay. All right. Nice. This was a good episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Until then, enjoy your Tuesdays, everybody. Make sure you're well rested, hydrated.
Thanks for tuning in.
And catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that's